Oh, I almost made it in time. Hello, everybody. Hello. Good evening. Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you all had a good day so far. Let's see here. Insomnia, congrats on first. Cubic, congrats on third as always. And Dahlia, congrats on second. And also, hello, Lee. Hello. You have a cute little skull next to your name today. It's from Fright Fest.
Yeah, ferocious yawn.
Yeah, no! Ferocious Roar. What? You tricked me. I heard ferocious, and I was like, yeah. But hello, everybody. As you may have noticed, I was not here last week because I was on a somewhat impromptu vacation. Like last month, Pixie told me about how Universal was going to get a Fallout-themed haunted house. And she was like, Fangy, I can't go cause I'm not in America, but you should go instead. And I was like, haha, yeah, that'd be fun. And I wasn't like too serious about it. But then Boo Bear's parents were like, hey, we have this like voucher for like a week at a hotel in Orlando. And I was like, oh, free hotel. Wow. So, we ended up actually going. Who said I should go? Pixie! But I took a bunch of pictures while I was there. We went to Disney Springs and Universal City Walk. Those are like the little shopping districts that each of the theme parks has. Then we went to the Haunted Horror Nights at Universal, which is like it's like separate from the usual theme park. It's an evening only thing from like 6 until 2 a.m.-ish. And then we also went to Epic Universe, which is Universal's newest theme park. I don't think it actually existed last time I went to Universal. But the idea is basically like it's a hub, and there's portals that go to like different themes, one of which is Nintendo World. And I have been wanting to go there since I first heard of it coming to the US. I didn't go when we were in Japan because going to a theme park in a different country was a little bit intimidating. Also, hello Alex, hello Kitty, hello Jem, welcome. But I took lots of pictures for you guys. I figured we would start with like the beginning of the trip, but first let me crack open a cold one. We got my lemon lime seltzer here. I like saying crack open a cold one, but then I'm always nervous that like a stranger will be in chat and they'll be like, oh my god, Fangy's an alcoholic. And I'll be like, no, it's just seltzer. It's just fizzy water, I swear. Kitty says my twin went to them once and she enjoyed it. Oh, she went to was it the Halloween event? Is that what you were saying, Kitty? But here we go. Let's get No! No. Don't do it, little guy. Don't you do it. No! That's terrible. Don't make the little guy say such things. Oh, hey, Ariel. Hello. Good evening.
Let's get it started in here.
Okay, little guy. That song was from before your time. Wifey just saw me and was like, it's Fangy? Yay, hello, Wifey. Hello. Insomniac says, you don't want a viewer who judges you for drinking anyways. But I'm like the most straight edge cryptid around. Okay, so, Boo Bear and I went to Florida, and we actually had some of our friends go with us. If you guys know Jay Clark from chat, him and his wife went with us. But they joined us a couple days later because they had some work to do. So the first couple days was just me and Boo Bear. So we spent the first couple days... Okay, so there's a backstory here. We didn't go to any theme parks the first couple days before our friends came because I forgot my sneakers.
The famous J Clark from J Clark in chat. WA.
He doesn't know how to say whoa. So, like, as you guys know, I have scoliosis and, like, I get back pain if I'm not good about stuff. So, like, it's very important that I wear nice sneakers when I'm walking around a bunch. It, like, helps with my back. And we were like in line for security at the airport, and Boo Bear just looks down and he goes, "You didn't wear your sneakers?" And I just like I said the F word. I did. I dropped an F-bomb. That's how upset I was. I was like, oh my god. And I looked down and I had my kitty shoes on, and I was so fashionable. However, comfort comes first when it comes to theme parking. So, thankfully my friends had room in their luggage, so they came later in the week and they brought my sneakers with them. So the first couple of days, it was just Boo Bear and I, and we just decided to go around in like the little shopping areas. Ariel says we got this emote for collabing Tuesday. That cat? That's cute. Did I get it? I don't know if I got it. I don't know if I did. Where would it be? That's the thing with Twitch, I have too many emotes now. Just from like the various events and things and hype trains. Oh, here it is! It's under miscellaneous. Cool. Okay, so for those of you who have not been before, which I'm guessing will be a lot of the viewers from overseas, Disney has an area called Disney Springs. It's somewhat near the park, and it's basically like a big little shopping district where there's tons of like restaurants. There's like stores for like Disney themed things, or like there's a Star Wars store, or like random like clothing stores. There's even like a diamond jewelry store, and I was like, oh my god, that's bougie. But I went into like the food ones. They had like, you know, candy stores, and they had ice cream and stuff. So I got ice cream. Fourth. I thought you said sauce, and I was like, sauce for what? But oh my gosh, Ariel did a TTS. Uh-oh. I'm waiting for
My
him.
favorite part in Star Wars is when Jon Star says it's washing time and then starts staring all over the place.
Start staring, yeah? So we went to Disney Springs. We did not go to Disney theme parks during the trip at all, because I went to some of the Disney parks back in 2018 for the first time in my life. And I got my Disney fix there. Yeah. I might go back someday if they get like new stuff, maybe? But I think I'm more interested in Universal because they get like the collabs with other IPs, you know? Like they got the Nintendo one. JD says 270% streaking achieved. I will not stop until Fangy tells the truth about yawning. But I'm always telling the truth. I've always told it. Anyway, you know that you're gonna be near Disney Springs if you see this hot air balloon? They have this hot air balloon that they always fly above it, and you can actually go up on it. But one of the days when I was there, they wouldn't let people on it because it was like too windy. Let's see. Oh, hey, Janigan. Hello. Yeah, we're talking about my vacation. I always like showing pictures after trips. So, one of the, because I was talking about how they have like little stores and things. One of the stores they have, there's a Lego store. So they have a bunch of like Lego sculptures and builds kind of around the building. One of which is this Lego, it's like a Lego, yeah, kind of like a Nessie or like a water dragon. But it's really big, and I had to get a picture of it because I thought it was cute. They also had like a regular outside of water dragon too. And they had some Star Wars guys. They also had a Star Wars store, and I was very excited about taking pictures in there because I was like, oh man, I'll take some pictures for Pixie, right? Because she's really into Star Wars. So I took this picture, I was really excited, and I was like, look at this cute little Wookiee I found. And Pixie was like, Fangy, that's not a Wookiee. So that's how I learned that Ewoks and Wookiees are not the same thing. I just thought it was like a baby Wookiee. But I guess not. Okay, so I don't watch much Star Wars, so like, I don't know what I'm talking about. But personally, I think Ewoks are like the baby evolution, the pre-evolution for Wookiees. I think that makes sense. Like, you know how You know how there's like Pokemon in like Gen 1, like a Pikachu, and then later on in a different generation, they're like, oh, by the way, there's a baby Pikachu called Pichu. I think Wookiees and Ewoks are kind of like that. That's my theory. You need to give them a leaf stone. Yeah, see? Ariel gets it. Ariel understands. Ariel said, I'm so sorry, Boo Bear. They also, when we walked in, Boo Bear was like, oh, Fangy, we can get you like a purple lightsaber. And I was like, haha, yeah. And then we walked in and they actually had them. They actually had purple ones. I don't know, do purple ones show up in the movies? Maybe they share a common ancestor. That makes sense.
These photos are making me hungry. Are photos tasty?
Wait, why is the photo making you hungry? Do you want to eat the Ewok? Maybe you do take after me. There's also... There's a big Coca-Cola store that's like 3 stories high. And you might ask yourself, like, why do you need a 3-story high Coca-Cola store? Like, what do you even put in there? It's a light stick. I don't know if it actually lights up or not, because like it didn't have a battery in it. But I saw it and I was like, oh my god, what if I went to the Moe performances with my Coca-Cola light sticks? That'd be so American. It will, and it will spin? Wait, Kitty, are you familiar with the Coca-Cola light sticks? Brannigan says it spins and lights up with a battery. Why do you guys all know about it? What? We have those for bonfire night and concerts for the kids. Ah. Oh yeah, little guy? Very insightful. They also had these little... It's kind of like a... What do you call it? A koozie? Is that what you call it? For soda and beer and stuff? A koozie? What do you call it? Basically like a little outfit for your drink. They have them in the shape of hoodies. And I guess you're supposed to put it on your can of soda? Which I think is a little weird. But I saw them and I was like, you know, they're kind of the right size. You could put them on a Labubu. So that's the pro strat, guys. Go to the Coca-Cola store and get a Coca-Cola hoodie for your Labubu. It would be maximum consumerism. Please don't trust Labubus. Please don't enable them. I don't have any Labubus, but I like hearing about what my friends do with theirs. Thou shalt not voice that evil. I'm voicing it. I'm manifesting it. Someone out there someday is gonna put a Coca-Cola hoodie on their Labubu. Kick them, give them a boo-boo. They also had a bunch of like clothing stores, and we went into the Levi's one because our friend needed shorts. Cause turns out it's very hot in Orlando. So we were like, oh, maybe they'll have some like shorts on sale or something there, cause like it's warm here. You'd think they'd have shorts. Almost none of the stores had shorts. Almost all the stores were like wintry clothing, and it's like, what the heck, guys? I know it's like close to winter, but it's 85 degrees out here. But anyway, while we were in the Levi's store, I found denim handbags. And I thought it was very funny, so I wanted to show you guys. I was very tickled by them. These are my 3 random favorite merches I found in Disney Springs. And of course I bought none of them. Now, that's Disney Springs, and Universal was like, how come Disney gets their own little shopping area? We want one too. So they have one called Universal City Walk. And I didn't realize this, but if you want to go there, it's the same parking lot as the theme parks, so you get charged for the parking. I was like, what the heck? I just came here to get lunch, guys. I was upset, but we had already driven there, so we sucked it up. But the reason we went there, I wanted to look around at a couple different stores. But one that I had found in like the list of what they had there is a chocolate emporium. It's a chocolate factory kind of thing. It's basically like, oh, we have Willy Wonka at home. It's a steampunk and chocolate themed restaurant. And then over here, so that's the one on the left, obviously. That's the steampunk one. And it actually has like a little, what would you call it? Like a little pipe? It's like a fireplace, a fire kind of thingy. But it actually had smoke coming out of it. Maybe it's not actual smoke. Maybe it's like a fog machine kind of thing to be more environmentally friendly. That's what I'm going to tell myself. And then on the right, there was like a Hard Rock Cafe. But for some reason, it's in a building that's shaped like a Roman Colosseum. So I'm pretty sure they do like a Battle of the Bands there or something. They like Battle of the Bands to the death. I'm pretty sure. We went to the chocolate place for lunch that day, and in typical Fangy fashion, I forgot to take pictures of most of the food. Because I was hungry and excited, so for most of the food, I just started eating it. We actually got an appetizer there, which was like a chocolate almond bread, and then it had caramel butter. It was really yummy. And then I got this bacon burger. It was called like May Contain Bacon. It's got bacon, it's got pork belly, and then it's got a bacon jam on top of it. And it was delicious. However, that's a lot of bacon. And this was basically like the greasiest burger I've had in my entire life. Like, it was like, it was so wet. I eventually gave up and just started like cutting it with a knife and eating with a fork. Because it was just a mess. It was just like bacon grease everywhere. But it was very tasty, I will give it that. And then the interior of the restaurant is also like all like theme punk and like factory themed kind of. So it was all like brown furniture and stuff. And then they also had like screens with like gears and factory type scenes on it. Kitty says, you should have put some pork crackling on it. What is pork crackling? Is that like a pork rind? Is that like the skin puff thingy? It is? Okay. That's what I was gonna guess. Yeah, that might have helped a little bit. And then I also did get a dessert there. Oh my gosh, frog throat. Ribbit. I got a chocolate creme brulee. Because creme brulee is like my favorite dessert, basically. And they had a chocolate one. It was very good. And go boop. And then, another one of the... Ribbit. Another one of the places I wanted to go in the City Walk area was they had an actual, like, Universal Epic Universe preview area. Even though we were going to go to the park, like, the very next day, I was...
Inspired Ribbit.
Yeah. It's in my throat. So they have a giant diorama of the Epic Universe. So, like, there's that center little area, and then there's portals that go to the different theme zones. So, like, the central area is Celestial themed. Then they have a section themed after Nintendo. And they have a section that's called Dark Universe, which is themed after all of their, like, old monster movies, basically. And then they have How to Train Your Dragons area, which I did not go to. And they also have a Harry Potter area, which I didn't go to. The park is so big. Like, there are people online that are like, yeah, you can do the park in a day. They're liars. They're absolutely liars. Like, we spent most of the day just in Nintendo, really. Like, if you're actually, like, into the IPs, you'll spend way more time there. Because, like, you'll want to see every little thing. Because, like, everything is themed really well at the park. So, like, even if I don't want to go shopping, I want to go in all the different stores and stuff. Because there's just, like, so many cute little details and references in the, like, interior design, basically. So, in this picture, there's that giant roller coaster. I did not ride that. Absolutely not. But the part that I was interested in was the Nintendo section. So I took a picture of that. And the Nintendo area, like the Nintendo Land area, is kind of small. but they have a bigger section that they added for Donkey Kong. There's like a Donkey Kong Country section, which is really big actually. But the section over where like the Peach Castle that you can see, that's where most of the rides are. That's where they have a Yoshi ride. They have a restaurant over there. They have the Mario Kart ride. They have a lot of like little mini games and stuff you can do. They basically like gamified this section of the theme park. And then there's a big Donkey Kong area, which is kind of like jungle themed.
DK. Donkey Kong.
DK. Donkey Kong. DK. Donkey Kong is back. Is back? Is here? I don't remember. But the third ride for Nintendo World is in the Donkey Kong section. And it's a roller coaster. And this one I was brave enough to go on. But they also, you can see like in the top left of the Donkey Kong area, they have a crashed plane. It's Funky Kong's plane. So that's a little store. They also have like a little hut that sells banana and pineapple like milkshakes. And what else do they have there? They have like little interactive stuff. There's like some congas that you can do. And if you play like the right tune, a rhino like pops out of a box and stuff. It's cute. Uh-oh. Okay, I see. Okay, so that's when we were in the Universal City Walk. So that's before we actually went to any of the theme parks. And then the first thing we did was the Halloween event at night. So the first thing we did was go to the Halloween Horror Nights. And the main reason was to go see the Fallout Haunted House. And I did not get very many pictures because it was like nighttime, but I took a couple. So like when you walked in, they had like little like areas set up based on the different haunted houses they had. And this was the one they had for Fallout. And I thought it was cool, so I took a picture of it. And then the actual haunted house, they basically have these warehouses like hidden in the back behind one of the parks. And I think they don't use them like during the regular year. I think it's just for Halloween. But I remembered to actually use my keychain to take a picture. This is one of the only times I remembered. I had it on me the entire trip, but I was excited and wasn't thinking. But I did manage to get this picture outside the Fallout Haunted House. Now, unfortunately, you're not allowed to take you can take your phones into the haunted houses, but you're not allowed to take pictures or videos inside. I guess at the Hollywood location they let you, but in Orlando they don't. And I understand why. I think it's reasonable. So I don't actually have like any pictures from inside the haunted house, but it was really cool. I have this problem though where like I just want to stop and like look at all the props because they have all these cute like props set up like because it's like you're inside of a vault for this, so they had like all the little like vault tech stuff set up, and I was like I want to stop and like inspect everything just because I'm a big Fallout fan. But you can't really do that because you're in a haunted house and there's like more people coming behind you, so you kind of have to keep moving. But they had actors for the different characters that would like jump out and like say a couple lines or try and scare you. The ghoul shot me at one point. He shot me and then it shoots a puff of air at you. It's like, I don't want to say an air gun because an air gun's an actual thing. But it's like a fake gun that just shoots a puff of air. But I was very tickled that I got shot. They also had, they had rad roaches in there. They had ghouls. They had the power armor. This one was a lot of like real actors though. They didn't really have like animatronics and stuff in this one so much. But it was very cool. And it wasn't that scary, surprisingly. Like an air zuka or like a fake smoke. I'm not sure, Jem. I'm not sure what it would be. But it was like puff. What was I gonna say? See, this is why I don't just chatting streams very often. I'm like, oh, what do I talk about? Where was I going with this? Oh, I was talking about how it's not scary. I've never been to a haunted house before. This was my first time going to one. I hear Boo Bear typing stuff. It's like when you blow on the dog's head and then she gets angry at you, but the blowing is coming from a gun and not your mouth. Yeah, it's like that, basically. Very gentle. But I have never been to a haunted house before. This was my first time, so I was very nervous. Because I don't have much experience with like horror content in general, other than a couple like survival horror games. So I was kind of nervous about how I would react, because in real situations where I've been scared, you know how there's like the fight or flight or freeze response kind of thing? Historically, I'm a flight person. I'm a flight risk, I guess you could say. I start running when I get really scared. So I was kind of afraid that like, if I got scared, I would just like run out of the haunted house and get in trouble. But it didn't happen because it's a very busy event. So you can usually see some people ahead of you. So like you can kind of see some of the scares coming because they'll do it to the group ahead of you before they do it to you. So sometimes you know that it's coming. And then other times you don't see them do it to the group ahead of you because they'll do it to like every other group or something. But you're kind of like expecting things to jump out of every corner. So like, I never screamed or anything really. I just like jumped and then giggled a lot. I think the only time I like screamed, and it was barely a scream either, was like the very beginning when we got into the park. They had people with like chainsaws, and you wouldn't think someone with a chainsaw could like sneak up on you very well, but they can. And one of them snuck up behind Boo Bear and I, and I jumped and I let out a little yelp, a little cryptid yelp. And Samnar says, I heard I start yawning when I'm really scared. No, not yawning, I run. I start running. They also had, oh, why are you over there? Oh, I know why you're over there. I put you there, that's why. They had a Fallout themed food that I was excited to try out. They had the Yum Yum deviled eggs, but interestingly enough, they didn't actually make like real deviled eggs or anything savory. They were dessert deviled eggs. So it was like panna cotta. It's like pineapple and panna cotta. And it freaked people out because people bought it without like reading. And then they would bite into it expecting an actual deviled egg. And it would be sweet. Please tell you they had bottles of Nuka-Cola. They actually didn't, which I feel like is a missed opportunity. But they had a Nuka-Cola Quantum mocktail. But it didn't come in like a special bottle or anything. I got the cram tots and more, which cram is basically Fallout spam, so they use spam for it. And then for beverages, they had the Nuka-Cola Quantum one, and from the description, it actually sounded pretty tasty. I kind of wanted to get that one, but I ended up getting the Radaway one because it comes in a cute little Radaway IV bag that you can keep. It was not the easiest thing to clean, but I did manage to clean it and I brought it home. But that one was like a super sweet lemonade. Like they took a lemonade and then they added way more sugar to it. It's I like it because I'm a sweet tooth, but a lot of people that got it didn't like it apparently. They also had a bunch of Fallout merch, and I saw a lot of people complaining online about merch selling out and then like being scalped online, but I didn't actually see anything sold out while I was there. So they had the Vault 33 backpacks, and you can actually buy those online. I think those ones weren't like an exclusive for the event or anything. They did have these like little crossbody water bottle bags, and I think those ones were exclusive to the event. But everything was really expensive, so I didn't buy it. I'm a cheapskate. And then, it's covering me up. Okay, wait, I'll lean around like this. Here's some more of the merch they had. They had hats. They did have the Yum Yum deviled eggs again, but these ones were actually gummies. So these ones you could have bought and brought home. And they also had like chocolate rad roaches. And apparently at one point they had sugar bombs. And I guess, okay, that was sold out. The sugar bombs were sold out. They didn't have anyone else there. Boop, boop, boop. I went into a couple other houses. We did the Fallout one. I didn't get pictures of any of the other houses or any of the things there, but they had one called Galkin, which was like, I'm hungry! Thank you for the sub death. Thank you. Very delicious. I went into the one called Galkin, which is like a Nordic folklore themed one. I don't know too much about like the actual like origin of it, or if it's made up. I'm not sure, but it was very cool. It was very cryptidy, and that one did have I don't know if it was an animatronic at the end or a puppet. It might have been a giant puppet, really, but it was cool. They had like it was almost like a werewolf puppet at the end. It was really cool. And then I also did one where it was like a tortured artist, and you go into like his house. And that one was cool because they actually like built an entire like little house for that one. Dahlia says, my sister said she's going as a cryptid who's an Ozark Howler cryptid. It feels like a reference to something, but I don't know. That does ring a bell. I also went to... They have a couple little shows that they do at the event. So one of them was like a horror circus thing. And then the other one is like a laser water light show thing. And that's the one I went to. So they do like... They have a bunch of fountains in this water area that they shoot up, and then they project pictures onto it. And they had like all kinds of like spooky music and spooky pictures and scenes they projected onto it. So I took a picture of some of them. I tried, a lot of the ones I took came out blurry, but I tried. So this one was like a spooky devil thing. This one was like a cat. This one, at the end it was like a spooky face. But it reminded me a lot of Uboa from Yume Nikki. If anyone's played that or seen that character before. And I was like doing the pointing meme. I was like, I know that guy. Bless you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
But Kitty, yes, okay, so Kitty, you know about Upawa. Do you think it kind of looks like him? Doesn't it kind of look like him? Dahlia says, my brother overheard you say that you went to Halloween Horror Nights and asked if you ever went to the Five Nights at Fridays one. I did not. The Five Nights at Fridays one basically had like a 2-hour wait all night. Yeah, the event is packed. Like for all the haunted houses that we did, it was like an hour wait for each of them. It was pretty crazy. It's tough. They sell express passes you can buy that puts you in like a special VIP line, but it's literally like $200 more basically. It basically doubles the cost of everything. It's very expensive. If I was rich, I would definitely do that, but Friday says it's Five Nights at Friday. Yeah, you have your own haunted house. Oh, Kitty says it also looks like the buckshot roulette guy. I know who that is now because Nap thinks he's attractive. Ariel says you can get free tickets like me and then just buy the fast pass. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go, Ariel. I would definitely do that if you end up going to the haunted house event or if you ever go to Nintendo Land. Because, at least right now, the Nintendo Land lines are pretty crazy too. They have single rider lanes you can get into, or single rider lines, and that will speed it up a little bit if you don't mind about whether or not like you sit next to your friends. But even then, it's still pretty long. The Donkey Kong line for the Donkey Kong roller coaster I ended up doing, it was like 2 hours. It was... See, I saw the sign that was like, oh, it's 2 hours wait. And I was like, yeah, right. I don't believe you, sign. You're a liar. And I got in line anyway. And by the time I realized the sign was telling the truth, it was too late. It was total sunken cost fallacy. I was like, man, I've been in this line for an hour already. I'm trapped in here. I live here now. I'm never leaving this line. But anyway, the spooky water light show, very fun. I always enjoy that. Disney has a water light show too, I think, that I've seen in the past. I think it's cool, like the projecting lights and stuff. It's neat. That's all the pictures I took for the Halloween stuff. The next day, we went to Nintendo World, which was probably a mistake doing them one right after another, because we were very tired and a little bit ouchy. But we went to Nintendo World the very next day. We went to Epic Universe, technically. This is the gate to the Nintendo section of the park. And I took a picture in the daytime and at nighttime, because a lot of stuff lights up and is super pretty at nighttime. But, yeah, basically each zone has its own little gate like this, a little portal, I think they call it. And in this one, if you go up the escalator there, it's like you're going up a warp pipe. And then just outside the portal, they had this cute little Mario fountain I took a video of. I just thought it was cool with the coins. I thought they were neat. One of the coins stopped working later in the day though, and I was like, oh no, poor coin. And you can kind of see in the background, on top of the building, they have the little stars. They have a little star at the top of the building as well. There's just like tons of cute little touches like that. Or like even, you can see like the trim on the building back there. There's like the question mark blocks right behind the fountain. There's just so many cute little touches. Also, the Mario kind of looks like chocolate and I want to eat him. But I'm pretty sure he's not chocolate because he would have melted. This is inside the Nintendo Park itself. It's super cute. They have, you know, little
Eat the Mario.
Yes, eat the Mario. Yes, eat the Mario. They have lots of like little question mark blocks and bricks that you can go up. So you can go up to these bricks and things and you can punch them. And if you have the special bracelet they sell, it has something in it that will detect when you're interacting with those blocks. And if you have the bracelet on and you punch the bricks or you punch the question mark blocks or anything like that, it'll make special little sound effects and things, like when you punch a brick and you get a coin, it'll make a little coin noise. It's really cute. But they have like little animatronics throughout the area. They have like little Goombas and Koopas. They have like the piranha plant and things. And I'm super into animatronics, so I was very tickled by all of them. They have like a swamp in the background, up on the top of the mountain. You can see like the little flag up top, like you're in a Mario level. Oh, you can also see in the middle too. That's the entrance to the Yoshi ride. So there's 3 rides in the Nintendo area. There's Mario Kart. There's the Donkey Kong roller coaster, and then there's a little Yoshi kid ride.
If Mario not for eating, why tastes like spaghetti?
Hi Moguda, hello, good evening. So this is just like one angle of the park. From another angle you can see Peach's castle, which is very cute. And this is where you walk in through. When you come in through the portal and you go up the escalator that goes through like a little warp pipe, you come out through her castle. Thingy only went on the Yoshi ride? That's not true. I went on every single one. I went on all of the Nintendo rides. I was very brave. But really, Yoshi ride, totally fine for babies. Mario Kart ride, not scary at all either. Like, maybe a really, really little kid might be scared of Bowser in it, but like, ride-wise, like movement-wise, not scary whatsoever. The Donkey Kong ride, different story. They have, obviously, like, you know how, like, when you go to Disney, you can go meet the Disney princesses and stuff like that? So here, they had, you could meet Luigi, Mario, Peach, and Toad, I believe. We only saw Mario and Luigi while we were there, just, like, based on what time we were in the park. Oh, also Donkey Kong. You can also meet Donkey Kong, too. But I took pictures when I was walking by and we saw Mario and Luigi, and I think they were waving, but it kind of looks like they were dancing, so I think it's funny. No Daisy. I don't think there's a Daisy. I think it's just Peach. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Dahlia says, I wonder if they'll expand into more Nintendo IPs or just Mario. That is a good question, and we might find out soon. I will expand on it later. So like the main restaurant in the Nintendo area, like there's a couple of like food booth kind of things you can go to, but like the sit down restaurant is the Toadstool Cafe, and the idea is that Toad is the chef, and it's really cute. So it's shaped like a mushroom, and you can go in, and it's super cute. Everything is themed. You got like power-ups on the ceiling, you got like the warp pipe. All of the waitresses and waiters have like special little outfits. They have like little mushrooms and stuff embroidered on it. It's just really cute. All the furniture is like cartoony wood styled. And you can see in like the back right, there's like a window, and behind the windows they have screens, and it shows like outdoors with a bunch of like little toads walking around and stuff. It's just like really cute. You can watch little like, I don't know, it's like as if you're like really there and you're seeing the toads in their daily life. It's very cute. And then every once in a while, there'll be like a thunderstorm that happens where it like gets dark and there's like lightning and thunder noises. And then if you're looking at the little windows, you can see like Bowser's like little ship appear in the sky and stuff like that. And then I think like Luigi shows up and scares him away or something. It's really cute. Dahlia says, I'm gonna go to LA to meet up with my sister on January 12th. Oh, nice. Yeah, and also, I don't know, how close is Los Angeles to Hollywood? Because there's a Hollywood Universal, too, which has some of the same stuff. Okay, and then this is the food we got. Boo Bear got a little Luigi burger, which was like chicken with like a green pesto, and then the top has like a Luigi mustache and a little Luigi hat toothpick. And then I got a fire flower spaghetti, and I also got a mushroom soup, which comes in a little mushroom bowl, and the top is like the little mushroom top. Hollywood is part of LA? Oh. Yeah. Well, that could be an option. The food was good. The food was actually really good. I wasn't sure. Cause like I guess you hear like, oh, theme parks and themed food usually isn't that good. I thought it was really tasty. The spaghetti was like a spicy mushroom marinara, and the top with a little fire flowers, like a little Parmesan cracker. And the mushroom soup was really good too. It was all very good. Over here, this is a picture I took of the Donkey Kong section. You can see a Boo Bear arm cameo there on the right. I think he was trying to point at the temple. But back at that temple, that's where the roller coaster is. But yeah, very like jungle themed. And I mentioned earlier that like the whole park is kind of gamified with, they call it power-up bands. It's like a special little slap bracelet you wear that has some kind of like chip in it. And like you can go around and interact with like question mark cubes and bricks and various things. But there's also mini games you can do. And there's a story that like, oh, Bowser Jr. showed up and he stole the golden mushroom, and you have to go stop him. But to stop him, you need to collect these keys, and you collect the keys by doing these different mini games. So this was one of the mini games where there's a bomb and there's a key, and he blows up, and then the key breaks into a bunch of pieces, and there'll be like a bunch of screens all over like the walls, and some of the people have to go and click on the pieces, and then in the middle underneath of a bomb there's a big screen where the pieces will appear, and then one person has to put it back together like a jigsaw puzzle. It was cute. It was fun. Like, you know, it's very like child family friendly games, but I still thought it was enjoyable. This was another one. It's a piranha plant, and normally the animatronic is like sleeping, and he like is snoring and stuff. And there's little alarm clocks, and the alarm clocks are about to like go off. They'll like light up, and you have to go over and punch them basically. Yeah, give them a bop to turn them off, so that he doesn't wake up. And you can see like there's a little golden key symbol behind him, so you get the key when you win. And then there's a third one we did that I didn't get a picture of that was Swamp, where it was basically like a bunch of tiles, and when you touch the tile, it flips it to the other side to a different color, but it would also like flip the one surrounding it. So it was one of those. It was one of those games where you're trying to like get everything to match the same color. Another one of the things you could do with the power band bracelet is there would be random areas where like you would see like an M for a Mario symbol, and if you put your power band up to it, it would project little pictures on the wall. Exactly, Ariel, exactly. It would project little pictures on the wall. And the very first one we got was this toad, and it looks like he's flipping us off. I think he's supposed to just be like raising his arms, but it kind of looks like he's giving us the middle finger. So I took a picture of this one. But I'm relieved that like you also thought that and it wasn't just us. But I'm also surprised that like if it's universal that everyone sees it as him flipping the bird, that I'm surprised that they've kept it. Honestly, that they haven't like changed the sprite they're using. But they have a ton of these. They have like a bunch of them all over the Nintendo area. You're under arrest? What? Why?
You're under arrest, Fangy.
No, I'm not. You'll never catch me. When you get the 3 golden keys, you get to another little mini game. And it's basically a boss fight with Bowser Jr. And I didn't get any pictures of this one, but you're basically in a room with your team and a couple other people, a couple other teams. And it's all like shadow based. So like you'll see your shadow projected on the wall, and you'll see like enemies and stuff appearing too. And you have to like punch things. So like enemies will appear falling down, you have to like bop them. Or there'll be a fire flower that you can see, and you can grab the fire flower, and then you can shoot fireballs by like just pretending to like throw. But you do that to fight Bowser Jr. and we won. And you get a very nice letter from Prince.
Like it was Connect game when I saw it, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is like a Connect game. It really is. But you get a very nice letter from Princess Peach when you win, which I do have a picture of, but I'm not gonna post because I don't want to spoil it in case anyone else ever wants to do the game. Yeah, it was really fun. Also, throughout the Nintendo Park, they have little hidden Pikmin that you can find. I don't think I got pictures of all of them, but I took pictures of all the ones I saw, at least. But they're very tiny, and the bottom right one is inside the queue for the Donkey Kong roller coaster. There's like art on the walls that look like basically look like old Donkey Kong levels. Where he's like throwing barrels down and stuff. But we noticed one section, one of the barrels is rolling down, it's running over Pikmin, and you can see the little Pikmin spirits above the barrel. So we just witnessed the death of Pikmin. Once I realized it was like a little death like ghosts, I was like, oh my god. Did I get scared or did I wear the charm thing? Okay, so for the Halloween event, they sell a special necklace you can get for like 20 bucks that says Deathly Afraid. And if you wear the necklace, the actors at the event won't scare you. Like they won't do any jump scares, they won't come up to you and things. I didn't get it. I don't think it's necessary. I really don't think the event is that scary. I was pleasantly surprised. The scaredy cat tax.
Pikmin concerned, Olimar is definitely mad.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be angry at Donkey Kong for sure. But yeah, I didn't need the necklace. I think most people probably would not. It's probably good for like little kids maybe. I don't know, it's just when you're expecting people to try and scare you, it makes it not scary. Like any of the stuff at the haunted houses, if I saw it in my day-to-day life, would scare me. But because you're expecting it, it's fine. Doesn't that kind of defeat the point of it? I saw people online basically saying that, like, it's nice if you're going as a family and, like, maybe one person isn't a big fan of horror. I saw it recommended like that. Or for people that are like more like overwhelmed and stuff, where like you enjoy like looking around at things, but you don't want people actually coming up to you personally. Okay, so the Mario Kart ride is called Bowser's Challenge, and the idea is that there's two teams. Team Bowser, which is the NPC basically, and then there's your team, Team Mario, because we're the good guys. There's this big statue of Bowser when you walk in though, because I guess the idea is that you're going into his castle, and it was cool. I did not take any pictures on any of the rides because honestly I was really scared that I would like lose my phone. And I think you're not allowed to either technically, and I'm a grade 2 shoes, I follow the rules. Also, thank you for the res, Dahlia. So this is like right before the ride starts, down there at the bottom. You get loaded into the little Mario cars. But I want to show this picture because you can see there's like this little, basically a Mario visor. And you wear that, and special goggles slide into it to attach. Because the ride is all like AR themed. So, the environment is like real, but all of the other players, not the other players, but the other characters are all AR. So when you wear the goggles during the ride, if you put it on, you'll see like, you know, Bowser Jr. or some of the other bad guys in the cars driving around, and then you can get pickups during the ride and then try and like shoot the Koopa shells and stuff at the enemies. And I was nervous because I haven't really done like much virtual reality kind of stuff or anything where you have to wear like goggles or a visor because I have glasses, and like a lot of times when that stuff first came out, it would just like smush your glasses on your face. But that's not an issue with this ride whatsoever if you have glasses, because the goggles basically attach to the hat that you're wearing, so they don't actually like go on top of like your ears or anything or get pushed up against your eyes. And the first time, I did this ride 2 times. The first time we lost and Team Bowser won. The second time, Team Mario won. And after the ride, you get a score. You get a score whenever you ride it based off of like how many of the enemies and stuff you hit with the Koopa shells. And my second time, my score went up by like 10 points. I got like 142, I think. And it said the high for the day was like 230. So I guess I'm not very good at it. In my defense, the first time I wrote it, I did not really understand that I was on a team. So I was also trying to shoot Koopa shells at like Mario and Luigi and Peach, which turns out you should not shoot them at your friends. The Yoshi ride. This is the queue for it, basically. And it's all themed like a cute little Yoshi forest. And the ride itself is basically like you're in a little Yoshi, riding it around. It moves very, very slowly. It's not like scary whatsoever. But it's cute if you're a Mario fan because like you get to see some like little animatronics. You get to see like, you know, an animatronic like Piranha Plant and other little enemies interacting with you. So it's definitely cute. If you don't like Mario, I wouldn't recommend riding it because like it's not like thrilling at all. It's very, very, very slow, very, very child friendly. It's more of a look around and enjoy the scenery kind of thing. Boop. So I did not get very many pictures inside the queue for Donkey Kong, but like I said, it was basically themed like a temple, and there's like lots of like, you know, like cave art kind of stuff on the walls. And there was also animatronics, and I got a picture of Cranky Kong, who is barefoot, and Boo Bear zoomed in and took a picture of his feet. I did not do that because I'm not a degenerate, though. But he would talk to you and like basically give you the premise for the ride, like the story for it. And then there were also animatronics like on the ride itself. So like there was like a little animatronic Dixie Kong at the very beginning. And I just like, I like animatronics. It's weird because I'm not super into like mech stuff at all. But like when the animatronic is of like living organisms, then I'm like, yeah. Robots that look like people or look like animals. Cubic says, old man grippers for free? Moguda says, Boo Bear knows what the people want. Yeah. Yeah, he does. He took the picture and he posted it on the Smash Bros. Discord he's in. For the ride itself, though, it's a roller coaster. It was more intense than I was kind of expecting from something in Nintendo. Because I thought everything would be, like, very child-friendly. And arguably, it probably is for most children. But for me, it was a little faster than I expected, I guess. At certain points, like when you're going like down a hill. What do you call that? I'm not really sure what you call it for roller coasters. But there were some points where it went very quickly down. But it wasn't like crazy high or anything, and there's no like inversions or anything scary like that. So it's basically like the extent of what I can do roller coaster wise. Just the downhill, yeah. I just like the downhill acceleration or whatever. But yeah, nothing crazy on the roller coaster, just like a regular roller coaster you're going through. For like the first section of it, when we went down the hill, I had to close my eyes. I got scared. But the second one where we had the big, like dip or whatever, I kept my eyes open that time. I was very brave. But my leg was shaking. I was surprised. Because I've done a couple other roller coasters before. I've done the Seven Dwarfs one over at Disney. Because it has animatronics with the dwarves and they're like in a cave mining jewels. And I was like, I want to see the dwarves mining gemstones. That's the only way you get me on a roller coaster is like by luring me in with animatronics or like pretty scenes. And I've also done Revenge of the Mummy, which is at Universal, and that one was too much for me. Too fast, too dark. There's a part in it where it fakes you out and stuff. I basically had my eyes shut the entire time on Revenge of the Mummy, and I was just screaming, going like, oh Jesus, oh Lord. And then something kind of similar happened with the Donkey Kong ride, where basically the entire time we were going on, I was just going, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, for the whole ride. And then Boo Bear was like, scolding me afterwards. He said that like my elbow was like digging into him, and that I wouldn't shut up. Moguda says, note to self, make a 5 Nights at Freddy's roller coaster to scare Fangy. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to resist. I just can't resist. I'm not into like the thrill ride aspect of it. But you put cool stuff there that you can look at, and I'm like, yeah, I want to look at this thing. I will brave the roller coaster to look at this fake monkey. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys for the Nintendo World, there's a store right outside the park. So right outside the portal. Kind of where that fountain was that I showed you guys at the beginning. And the store is beautiful. It's got stained glass of all the characters. And you can see like it's mostly Mario characters, right? But if you look on the right there, they also have stained glass of Ganondorf. And over here, see that you can see Ganondorf, Zelda, Link. So this led a lot of people to believe that they plan on expanding and adding a Zelda section to the park. And they do have an area that they've got ready for future expansions to Nintendo. So that's kind of like the big theory, is that the next thing they would do would be Zelda themed. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you would not have the Zelda stained glass unless you're planning on doing Zelda stuff too. It just seems weird, because everything else is just Mario. So that was all of Nintendo World that we did basically, and we were pretty thorough there with like doing everything there. But the second main area in like Epic Universe I wanted to go to was the Dark Universe, which is all like monster and like gothic themed. So here's the gate for that. It's spooky. It has like, it's alive! It's alive! There's always like a phrase above the gate. So like for the Mario one, it was like, here we go! And this one is, it's alive, it's alive. And it's got like this pretty nebula when you're walking through the gate. I like pretty things. So if you make a theme park where there's pretty stuff, I'll be like, ooh, ah. Muguda says there should be a Zelda area, and it's just full of chickens that attack you. Honestly, that'd be pretty cute. What if it was like a ride where like it pretends you're like holding on to one of the cuckoos? Cuckoos? It's gotta be cuckoo, right? It can't be cuckoo. That sounds like an insult someone would use on 4chan. Like, okay, cuckoo. It's probably cuckoo. But what if it was like you're holding on to it and then like flying around with it? See, I feel like they could do something like with the glider too with Breath of the Wild. I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of potential for some Zelda stuff. But anyway, the Dark Universe. All monster, gothic, horror themed. The big thing there is gonna be the Frankenstein castle, but the whole area is like themed really well. It really looks like it's like out of like D&D or something, very medieval and spooky. And at nighttime it's just like extra cool. Fangy unknowingly inventing next year's hit insult. Oh man, I don't think I want that credit. I don't want that on my resume. Yeah, Dark Universe is just chef's kiss for the aesthetic. This is gonna sound so weird, but like even the bathrooms stick with the theme. So like the bathrooms are completely like black in there. The toilets are black, the sinks are black. Like I went into the restroom and Boo Bear went into the restroom and we came out and both of us were like, were the toilets black in there? And we were both just like super impressed, like, oh my god, they are committed. They're so committed to the bit. And I kept thinking, like, walking through here, like, oh man, if you could like rent this out to hold like a LARP or something, that'd be so cool. But obviously that would cost so much money. I've heard of like private companies renting out theme parks for like special events for their employees, but I don't think a LARP could ever do that. But it would be so cool. The Dark Universe has 2 rides. It has 2 rides in a show. The show is like a monster makeup show, which I didn't go to. And the 2 rides are Curse of the Werewolf, which is a Wolfman themed roller coaster, which I did not ride. It did not have like cool animatronics or anything on it, so I was like, psh, no thank you. But I thought this was cool. I liked the little wagon they had outside the ride, and the moon would glow. And then the ride that I did go on in Dark Universe is this one. It's called Monsters Unchained, and it's set in Frankenstein's castle. And it is absolutely like the coolest thing I've ever ridden. Like hands down. Better than anything in Disney, better than any of the other rides I've done at Universal. It was so good. It was so cool. And it's not even just like, it's the ride itself, but also the queue leading up to the ride. Because the entire queue for this ride is inside Frankenstein's castle, and all of it is themed. All of it is like you're going through different rooms of his, you're going through his study, you're going through his laboratory. It's so cool. It's like the line for the ride is like almost as cool as the ride itself, which sounds crazy. So like when you first walk in, you're in like this little like living room area, and they have like a fireplace and like a little table with like whiskey and stuff. And then in the fireplace they had like a newspaper about like the current events going on in the city of Darkmoor. Creature spotted. Creature? Creature? The dog? Did you hear her? I'll do a glub glub. The jingle jingle. That's more like creature heard than creature spotted. But yeah, they have a little newspaper talking about the events going on in this fictional place of Darkmoor. And I was so impressed because in a different area, they had a stack of newspapers, and you can actually yes, dog. Oh my gosh. I just got you guys a chat pet to use, and now you want the doggo cam? Like, enjoy your new toy first. One thing at a time. But I was so impressed because you can actually read the newspaper. Like, you know how in games or things, usually if there's a fake newspaper, like, once you actually look at the text, it's like Norm Ipsum. But it was actually all real articles. So, like, while I was standing in line, I'm, like, sitting there reading the newspaper. We can enjoy both. Dog cam, dog cam, dog cam. Oh my gosh. You guys. Someday. I'll add a webcam to Throne or something. I don't know if my computer can handle much more, though. I have so many things running, you guys don't even know. I have OBS. I have Woo! I have OBS. I have VTube Studio for my model. I have...
GGS lets us talk to Cinder directly.
She can't hear you. I have earbuds in. She can't hear you. If she could hear you, she'd go crazy whenever you guys said her name. I'm not gonna risk that. But basically, I have a million applications running right now when I stream. I'm kind of scared of adding more. Don't break the illusion she can hear us.
Yes.
Okay. Yep, you guys can talk to her. She can totally hear you, every word. There's a section where they have like a display case with Frankenstein's body in it. And there's like this little scanner that moves up and down. And it's like a little x-ray thing. So when it goes over the area, it would show you the skeleton inside. It was really cool. And it was not an animatronic because he didn't move or anything, but like, it was still a cool prop.
100k coins, and you let us talk to Cinder directly for an entire stream.
An entire stream? What if she wasn't interested? What if she walked away?
I need to talk to Cinder. Cheats. Do you want some cheats?
She knows that word. She does. She's a smart puppy. But yeah, even though this like didn't move or anything, it was really cool, like how detailed it was. Like, it's gonna sound silly, but like I was looking at his legs and like he's got like leg hair and stuff. I was like, dang, that's a detailed fake dead body. And then, oh, yeah. Okay, so this is like Frankenstein's little office study area where they have everything set up. And the story for the ride is basically that Victor Frankenstein is dead, but his like granddaughter, Victoria Frankenstein or something, lives in the mansion now, and she takes care of Frankenstein's monster. And she's also been going around capturing other monsters to study them. And so the theme for the ride is that she has captured Dracula, but then Dracula escapes. So that's why the ride is called Monsters Unchained. And then in here, all throughout the cube room, there's like these little chalkboards with all of like Frankenstein's crazy notes and writings on it. And like the pictures are really cool, like the drawings. I was like, dang, that's really good. You can see like different ones though, like little anatomical drawings and notes and little electricity ideas here. Hey Scott, hello! I just thought it was super cool and it gave me something to do while we were in line. Because you know me, like, whenever I play games, if I find something I can read, I'm like, ooh, text, lore, delicious lore. So I was doing that during the line for this ride. And then here's some more pictures of the Q Hall. Because like I said, you're moving throughout his mansion. And it's all detailed and themed. You have these crazy wires that go across that like light up every once in a while. They have this cool staircase in like the atrium, and like all the walls have like paintings of like spooky horror scenes on them. There's like a portrait of Victor Frankenstein in the back. This is another shot where you can see like the mural, on the wall there when you're going up the staircase. It's just so cool. I'm just so enamored with it. And then like, so I was already having a good time before the ride even started. And then the ride actually does start, and it is so cool. It's like a 4-person seat, and you're basically on like a robot arm that can move the seat around in 3 dimensions, right? And you're like basically going through the mansion after Dracula has broken out, and he is freeing all the other monsters that she has captured. So like, you're going around and he's freed like the swamp monster dude, he's freed Wolfman, he's freed other vampires, and there's like the Phantom of the Opera, and he's playing on the organ, and there's fire around him, and you can feel the fire, and there's animatronics basically of all the different monsters, and of like Frankenstein's monster too, and also of the Victoria Frankenstein lady. But the ride actually like moves you around quite a bit in different angles and whatnot. It goes quick, so it's actually kind of thrilling. There's all the cool animatronics of the monsters. I could definitely see it being scary for like a little kid. I don't think it's scary at all as an adult. I think it's more just like cool. Hi, Green! Also, Green, you were in chat like a few weeks ago, and then Boo Bear was like, "Oh yeah, that's Maeve," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that when I was talking to her." So, hello, I know who you are now. We went to Universal, and we're talking about Monsters Unchained. It's the Frankenstein monster ride. And I was just saying how it's actually surprisingly thrilling, and it could be scary for kids.
This is a regular remind that Fangy lies about yawning. #YawnGate.
I love it when he goes hashtag. What else was I gonna say about the ride? Oh, fireflies! Pretty! Oh, I was talking about the ride, and there were parts where I looked down, and I could see like the robot arm that we were on, and like, we were surprisingly high up. Like, I looked down and I was like, oh. I'm actually kind of high up in the air. If this broke, it would be dangerous. But if you didn't look down, you'd be fine. If you have a fear of heights, just don't look down. They use screens throughout the ride a bit too, but I think it's mostly animatronics. But I kind of couldn't even like tell the difference some of the time. So everything was like really well integrated. Like nothing seemed like it didn't fit with the other stuff. You know, it didn't stand out when things were animatronics versus screens. Hey, Luckstar! Luckstar says, "Hi, Fangy, how goes your day? Also hope you like the Scooby art." I did! I love that so much! It's such a cute idea. I have to look at it more closely because I saw it right before my stream started, so I didn't get to look at it super well. But I saw that I was Scooby and I was like, heck yes! Cubic says, "Misinformation taking over the mainstream media, aka little guy, yet again." I can't believe our little guy is the mainstream media. He's really going places. But yeah, I could not praise this ride enough. It is so cool. If you ever have the chance to go to Universal and go to Monsters Unchained, 10 out of 10 ride, best thing I've ever been on out of any of the theme parks. It is so freaking cool. Like, if there wasn't a line to get back in, I would just keep going on it. It's so cool. And I made the mistake of describing it to Boo Bear, because I didn't know much about it when I got on. You know, I just read people say, like, "Oh yeah, it's one of the best rides at Universal." And one of my friends had just gone to it as well. And she also said, like, "Oh, it's a really good ride, make sure you go on it." And I didn't know anything about it other than, you know, it's a ride where you sit down and there's, you know, you're in the dark and you're going through things and there's monsters. So I was like, oh, it's like Universal's Haunted Mansion. So when Boo Bear and my friends were like, "Oh, Fangy, what is this ride we're going on?" I was like, yeah, it's basically Haunted Mansion. And immediately when we got off the ride, they're like, "This is not Haunted Mansion." Fangy, you lied to us. This was not Haunted Mansion. Because Haunted Mansion is like very slow and chill. And this is quick. This is actually like moving you around and like leaning you forward, leaning you back. Luxor says, Pixie's Fred, Louie is Daphne, Tori is Velma, Fangy is Scooby, Nap is Shaggy, Macron is Scrappy, and Mercury's the Mystery Machine. I saw that Mercury was the van! I was like, that's so funny. Oh, and Macron is Scrappy Doo. Hey, Ristom. Hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, but that is me done gushing about this ride. If you're ever in America and can go to Universal in Hollywood or in Orlando, definitely do Monsters Unchained. You will not regret it. If you don't think you will ever be in America, or Japan, or Singapore, or somewhere else where they have Universal in the ride, watch a video on YouTube maybe. Check out like a point of view video of the ride, because it's so cool. And then we also ate dinner. So we had lunch in Nintendo World at the Toad Cafe, and we had dinner in Dark Universe. And the two restaurants in Dark Universe are like so well themed as well. So this one was Das Steakhouse, which is like a themed underground cave vampire restaurant basically. So everything's super gothic in there. They have chandeliers. Some of the chandeliers are like made out of skulls. Every once in a while, the lighting will all turn red, and like there'll be like red light shining on the pictures because there's always like paintings on all the walls of like spooky vampire scenes. Oh, and of course, all the food is themed too. So I got steak. I went to Das Steakhouse and I got steak, and it was really good. It was super bloody, which is great. That's how I like it. I like my beef juicy. I had like mashed potatoes, and it had carrots, which I love. It had mushrooms, which I like some mushrooms. These ones are weird. Where like I like the flavor, but they were very chewy, so that was kind of weird for me because I'm used to mushrooms not being that chewy, honestly. And then it was like an acorn squash, I think is what it was called. Which was fine. I wasn't a big fan of it. You know, it's a vegetable and all. But overall, it was a super good meal. And I was like, it's crazy because it was like $23, which is like cheaper than it would be if I went to an actual like steakhouse, I feel like. So I was like, one, why is the theme park food so good? Two, why is it actually like a reasonable price? Like, where's the price markup? It was very strange. And then Boo Bear got like a vampire burger, which is like black with like a red sauce on it. But we were actually surprised because it didn't seem to be dyed with activated charcoal. A lot of foods that are black, like ice cream and stuff, will be dyed with charcoal, which can actually be dangerous, kind of, because activated charcoal can have an effect if you take medicine, where I don't know how it works exactly, but it'll basically render your medication ineffective. So it can be really bad depending on what meds you're on. So I've always been really wary of it, anything with charcoal. But we were looking at it, and it actually isn't like black. It's like a very, very deep red color. So I don't know what they used to dye it, but seems like it was something safe, I feel like. Unless it's like the red dye 40, in which case, Murica. And then I really wanted to go to the other restaurant as well, even though like we weren't like super hungry or anything. But the other restaurant, so the first restaurant is like the Vampire Steakhouse theme. The second restaurant is a Monster Hunter Tavern theme. And some nights, the windmill will actually be moving and be on fire, apparently. Because the story is that, like, villagers came and, like, burned down this tavern or something at one point. It's really cool. But again, like, the inside is just chef's kiss with the theming. So, like, you go in, and it's all, like, you know, wooden, medieval fantasy tavern. Behind the bar, they have, like, mounted monster heads. They have, like a werewolf and stuff mounted up there. It was very cool. And I think if you go during the day sometimes, there will be actors. Because Dark Universe, like Nintendo World has like the costumed people as like Mario and Luigi and Peach and etc. And you can do like little meetups and take pictures with them. But in Dark Universe, they actually have like some actors that will like walk around. But I didn't meet any of them. So my timing was not so good there. But like at this tavern, there will sometimes be Monster Hunter actors that will show up. And you can like talk to them and like hear stories about like the monsters they've slain and whatnot. So I think that's really fun. And then here's what we got there. Boo Bear got a booze, an alcohol. I got a mocktail, which is in like a little. It's not a beaker. My friend told me it's not a beaker. It's a flask. But it's reusable. It's cute. It's like a little plastic flask thing that I brought home. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for because like I probably won't actually drink out of it because it's kind of inconvenient to wash. But I thought maybe I can like store something in it because it was cute. And then I got it's garlic bread in the shape of a steak. Like you're gonna steak a vampire with it. And it was so funny because when we got there, I was like, Boo Bear, would you just split a garlic steak with me? And he was like, Fangy, we just had steak. Like, if it's the same size as before, no. Because he was thinking of steak like S-T-E-A-K instead of like steak like staking a vampire. JD says I could put dice for healing potions in the flask. That's a good idea. That could be cute. Man, let me do a glub glub. Another one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. The carbonation. I drank my seltzer and it was a bad idea.
Yes. What about the cryptid until she stops lying about yawning?
Whose side are you on?
Gate.
You're supposed to be my little guy. Oh, there's 2 more from Cubic. I thought maybe you used them earlier. Okay, 19, 20. Are we all done now, guys? Are we good?
I'm not your guy, buddy.
You're not my buddy, fella. So the main area in Epic Universe, like the main hub, is the Celestial Park theme, which has 2 rides. One is that crazy roller coaster that we saw in the diorama, which I'm not doing. That's crazy. Heck no.
I'm not your Sella, pal.
You're not my pal, comrade. So,
Little guy is speaking under duress.
oh, poor little guy. JD's holding a gun to his head. So, there's the 2 rides. One is that crazy roller coaster, which I was like, heck no. Oh my gosh, carbonation.
Dude.
You're not my dude. What other names are there I could use? I give up. You're not my dude. Luxstar says, I hope the rest of the stream goes well. See you later, Fangy. Okay, bye, Luxstar. Thank you for the raid. And wait, you didn't raid me today. Thank you for coming by. And thank you for the Scooby-Doo fan art. It was very cute. So the second ride they have in the celestial themed area is this cute little merry-go-round, which is all like constellation themed. I wrote it during the daytime. So the other pictures I have of it are during the daytime. But I think if you wrote it at night, it'd be really pretty. But basically, all the animals in it are like based on constellations, rather than like the usual ones you would see, like horses. So this is a picture of it I took when I was in line during the day. So you can see like different animals are kind of like constellation themed. And they all have like little glowing dots on them that like kind of blink, sort of, like so they flicker a little. Kind of like the stars. And then the ceiling is all star themed too, and it's just super pretty. And it actually goes up high, like you spin around and whatnot, but it also goes up pretty high. Like, look how high that person is. I mean, it's not super exciting as an adult. As an adult, I would say go at night and then ride it just because of how pretty it is. But as a kid, it's like, that's kind of cool, a merry-go-round that like goes that high up in the air, I feel like. What other pictures do I got? Oh, yes. And when we were leaving, we walked through this like little gazebo? Is that what you would call it, maybe? We walked under this, and we had walked under it during the daytime, and I didn't think anything of it. And then at nighttime, like I looked at it more because it was glowing, and I was like, oh wow, that's really pretty. I think that's really cool how with the theme park, like, there are things that you notice during the day and things that you notice at night. And they're different, you know? So we got a little closer and I took a picture of it, and I thought this was so pretty. Let me move this over a little bit. Why don't you want to move? There you go. So it has like a little hot air balloon in there and like little stars floating around it. And then we got closer. And if I expand this real quick so you guys can see, the inside of the hot air balloon is like little stars. I thought that was so cool, so pretty. What the heck? I was like, dang, that's gorgeous. Oh yeah? Why are you being chatty suddenly? Huh? You need love? She needs love. But that's all I took for pictures, guys. Thank you for hanging out and looking at my pictures with me. I hope it was fun for you guys to see more of the park. Especially like if it's not one that you can get to where you're living. What else? Ah! I'd say look up some videos of the parks online because it's cool. And I will end stream. I know it's early. It's only been like an hour and a half-ish, but I showed you guys all the pictures I took, so we will end around here. Tomorrow is Halloween. We will be streaming Silent Hill F instead of my usual Furry Farmer Friday, just as a special Halloween treat. And we will be doing New Game Plus. Because we finished up Silent Hill F last time we played it. But apparently New Game Plus has some different stuff in it. And that's how you get the special endings. So I figured we would give it a shot. Like maybe since we've gone through it once, maybe we'll be like super pros now. Because some of our stuff carries over in New Game Plus as well. So hopefully we can go get some cool endings where maybe we don't get married to a dude. So maybe I'll see you guys for Halloween tomorrow. Also, I wanted to mention tomorrow at 6 p.m. British time, which I believe will be 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific. We have a new cover going up on the Moe YouTube channel. Not all of us are in it. I'm not in it, but a bunch of the other people are, and it's gonna be really cool. And you guys should check it out and be there for the premiere for it. So make sure you go see that and leave a nice comment tomorrow. And yeah, I hope if I don't see you in the stream tomorrow, I hope you all have a great Friday, a very good Halloween, a good weekend, and maybe I will see you next week then. Alright, everybody, I will leave you now. Goodbye, everyone. I hope you all sleep well tonight. If you're not going to sleep because it's still a little bit early, I hope you have a good rest of your evening, get some good gaming done, or go watch some more fun streams, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye! I still gotta get an ending screen someday. It's always awkward when I finish the stream. Glenn, like, I don't know.
Bye-bye.
Oh, bye-bye. Bye, my little guy. Alright, bye-bye. For real.